Hi guys, thanks for joining us for today's webinar. Just a few little housekeeping issues just before we get started. Today I'm going to be joined by a colleague of mine, Milad. Milad and I are both working from the same studio. In order for us to conduct today's seminar for all our customers that may be hearing impaired, we are doing today without our masks. So in order for us to do that, we've both returned a negative test and we've both been vaccinated. So please understand this is for better communication for our customers in today's webinar, and I hope you enjoy. Welcome to Building with Mojo, Knockdown, Rebuild, Unpacked. My name is Paul Hogan. I'm the General Manager of Sales at Mojo. And today with me is Milad, one of our new home consultants who specialises in knockdown rebuilds. First, we're going to take you through information about the MJH Group, a little bit about Mojo, and then we're going to hear from Milad about the process and the important things that we need to consider before and during doing a knockdown rebuild. First of all, being part of the MJH Group, Mojo have over 34 years experience building homes with honesty and integrity. In 2020, we welcomed over 2,400 families into their homes, and that scale and buying power ensures financial strength and attracts the best trades in the industry to your build. It also provides confidence and certainty that your biggest investment is in trusted hands. We also have our own finance business called My Choice Home Loans. Now, My Choice Home Loans specialise in construction lending, which is a very important part when you're building a new home. One of the products that they have, I've shown here on the screen, which is called Build and Save. Now, this is up to $12,000 worth of interest that Mojo pays while you build your home, so there's no additional interest repayments during construction. Further to that, we have My Choice Conveyancing. So free conveyancing for all of our customers that purchase one of our home and land packages. We also have My Choice Design Studios, and we're going to hear from Kate Marachi from the Sydney Design Studio right now.
Hello and welcome to the My Choice Studio. First off, a huge congratulations on starting your new build home journey with us. We'll be touching on a few ways in which the My Choice Studio are really able to assist and bring your dream home to life. By now, we're certain that you would have visited our beautiful display homes and been able to see a style or a trend or something that you're wanting to recreate in your beautiful new home. And that's where we step in. So we'll be talking you through the ways in which we can better assist that process for you. The first way that we are here to help is through the use of all of our qualified interior design consultants. Whenever you visit a My Choice Design Studio, you can feel assured knowing that all of the consultants that you'll be meeting with all have that trained background in design. They're all extremely passionate about design as well and extremely eager to help you piece together your brand new home. And lastly, the most exciting way that we're able to assist bringing your brand new home to life is through the use of our My Choice styles. The reason why we have created these styles is really to enable us to better communicate with you so that we both have a common language of exactly what your inspiration and where your style is headed. The styles I will run through briefly. We have the classic style, the contempo style, coastal, urban, global, and luxe. We also have, to enable you to figure out where exactly you're fitting within those styles, we've created a quiz. So this quiz can be taken as many times as necessary for you to find out what the overall look and theme of your home will be. So now we've gone over all of those details. If you have any further questions relating to product or style, please get in contact with the My Choice Design Studio to help answer those questions.
That is a fantastic experience that our customers experience when they go through the My Choice Studio. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we think Mojo. Obviously, we are a little bit biased, but what's important to us is really the beliefs that sit behind everything that we do. So at Mojo, we believe that nothing beats great design, with all our homes being architecturally designed. We believe in unbeatable value for money. We believe in an easier and fairer building process, and we believe that the proposal price should be the real price. uncovering all those known costs as early as possible for all of our customers. And honesty and transparency is one of our big beliefs in all that we do. Respect leads to trust. We believe that a high quality of finish and craftsmanship should be apparent in all of our homes. And we believe that the base level of inclusion should mean more. So in further to that, our business has made a commitment to our customers that during this lockdown period, we've extended and fixed our prices for a period of 20 months. So basically, people can lock in today's price and that price will remain fixed for 20 months. So whether the land's unregistered, or in this instance, if you're looking for a knockdown rebuild, sometimes the process can take a little bit longer if we're going through a DA process. You can undertake a knockdown rebuild with the certainty that you've locked in the price today, and that price will remain fixed for a full 20 months, which is fantastic for customers going through that process. Further to that, you pay a $5,000 deposit, and there's nothing more that you need to pay until we have your approvals ready to start construction. That's locked in for 20 months. Now, if for any unforeseen reasons your employment is affected by COVID, we'll refund that $5,000 up until signing that building contract. And that is our commitment to all of our customers. So we spoke about more with Mojo. So what other builders consider extras, we include. We have a higher standard level of inclusions for all of our customers. So our customers basically explain to us that they're sick of looking at a low price for a house, and then by the time they work out everything that they need to add into the home, it's a completely different price. Whereas at Mojo, we start with that standard level of inclusions that we understand everybody has come to expect in their homes today. So in fact, there's 55 items that other builders call extras or upgrades, we've already got included in your home. So some of those things are steel frames, the choice of steel frames or timber frames, the choice of Hebel or face brick. And it's not just the standard 3 bricks that most builders have in their base range. We have up to 23 bricks to choose from if you were to go through and select a face brick. If not, if you prefer the rendered finish, then Hebel is the way to go. And again, that's no additional cost, where other builders are charging up to $20,000 for that privilege. All of our internal flooring is included, so you have a choice of ceramic floor tiles or laminated flooring and carpet through all the bedrooms and upstairs living area. Even air conditioning is not considered an upgrade. Every single Mojo home has ducted air conditioning included as a base level of inclusions. We've now taken that one step further, where we're future-proofing our customers' homes, and we're including solar that pays for itself. So not only do you get a 6.6 kilowatt solar system on your roof, it also includes a free electric vehicle charger. Now, some of us might not have moved on to having electric vehicles yet, but it won't be long before we are all driving around in either hybrid or electric vehicles. So this is a great way to future-proof your Mojo home for when you do make that step into a electric vehicle. So now let's get into the knockdown rebuild process. So as I mentioned earlier, with me today is Milad Yoko. So welcome, Milad. You're going to take us through the duplex process, and we'll stop and we'll talk about that in different processes. But before we do, can you just tell us a little bit about your background and what you were doing?
Sure, Paul. So my career in the residential construction industry started about 10 years ago. When I left uni, and I started my own architecture and design business. So I had that going for several years when I left uni, and I was very lucky at the time because I had friends and family that entrusted me with their homes and designing their homes. After doing that, I transitioned into the residential new home sales business. Worked with a couple of builders until I'm now here with Mojo.
So you're an architect. What was it that drove you to make that transition into new home sales?
Yeah, so I had my own business, and I really enjoyed working with my clients, designing their homes, and bringing those designs to life. But running the business component, I didn't enjoy as much. So I found that my skills and experience were better put to use in the new home sales industry because I got to spend more time with my clients. I was able to assist more clients as well.
So what is it that you love about selling brand new homes?
Buying a home or building a new home is one of the biggest decisions our clients will need to make in their lives. So it's a privilege to be able to assist our clients with that decision-making process. And I think, seeing that project come to life and our clients moving into that home it's one of the most enjoyable things to do.
Okay, so you specialise in knockdown rebuild amongst a lot of other things, but that seems to be, having that architectural background is what's really helped customers sort of gravitate to you. What are the top things that people need to consider when they're undertaking a knockdown rebuild?
So when we're looking at a knockdown rebuild, I think the client's existing home can give us a lot of insight as to what the new home should look like, right? So the client should have a look at their existing home, look at things that they love and what they don't love. Do they have enough bedrooms in the house? Are they big enough? Do they have enough storage in their house at the moment? Are their living spaces open plan? And are they good for entertaining? So when the clients look at all these things, it really gives a good idea of what their new home should feel like. In addition to that as well, we have to look at the site-specific requirements for their home. So, what kind of structures are there on site? Do they have a pool? Do they want to keep the pool? Is there a shed that they want to keep or remove? Are there trees in the location of where the new home is proposed? Where's the new driveway? Things like that. And the neighbours' privacy as well. So
they're all the constraints around the land. That's very important to get a good understanding of that from a customer's point of view before they come on. So once people have a handle on that, how do they go about finding the right design?
So finding the right design, I think the best way to do that would be to tee up a time with one of our sales consultants and to have an initial meeting with them. Right? We'll go through the client's lifestyle requirements and how they currently live in their home and how they intend to live in their new home. From that as well, we'll look at the site, like I said before, and we'll look at things like floor space ratios, easements on the property, setback requirements, whether we need to go through council or compliant development, and then we can determine which of the designs best fits the clients and their site as well. And the clients from there can make a decision based on that.
So when you say lifestyle requirements, what do you mean by that?
So all our clients have different lifestyles, as in they live in their house in different ways. Some clients like to entertain, so they need larger living spaces that open up to
outdoor kids that won't leave home.
Exactly right. So some have kids and they want some have young kids, and so they want the bedrooms to be near the parents' room, and they want children's activity areas. Others have their parents that want to come and live with them as they're getting older, so they might look at the dual occupancy designs or the granny flat designs as an option as well.
Okay, so given your background in design, how well do Mojo's designs go to service the knockdown rebuild range?
So Mojo has an extensive range of designs, and they're all architecturally designed, which is great. Usually we can find from any site or any lifestyle, we can find a design that's suitable for our clients. And from that there, we can then determine whether they need to make any changes to the design. In most cases, we don't need to make any changes to these designs because they're very well thought out. However, if our clients do want something a little bit more personalised, we do also have a range of architecturally designed click-on options. So these allow us to do such things as move the master bedroom from the front of the house to the rear of the house, or if the clients want, say, a butler's pantry added on or a grand outdoor living area, we can do that as well.
So those options have been well thought through, and we know that work with the design. If I wanted to add a guest bedroom to a design, how would a customer go?
Look, I think definitely the best way to do that is to go through and look at our click-on options. For most of our designs, we have click-on options that allow us to convert, say, the study to a guest bedroom. The good thing about the click-on options is that we've built these time and time again. So we know what these look like. We know how the design feels. We know exactly that the design intent of the original plan is not compromised, and the overall flow of the design is maintained as well.
So we've got a good understanding of the constraints of the existing block of land. We know what structures we want to keep. We know where the retaining walls are, where the neighbours' adjoining properties are. You've gone through and worked out a range, or you might have a couple of designs. Do you normally know?
Yeah, that's right, definitely. Yeah, we have a few designs that our clients can choose from
that suit the block of land and suit the way that the customer needs to live. So what information do we need from the customer at this point?
If the customer has the contract of sale for their property, this is a really good starting point. Because it has documents such as the 88B instrument,
right?
It has the planning certificate 10.7 and the deposit of plan for the property. So based off these few documents, we can assess what constraints there are on site, whether the site is flood prone, for instance, or if it's in a bushfire zone. And based off that, then we can choose the right design. If the clients don't have these documents, they can definitely reach out to any sales consultant.
So if I can't find my contract, I bought the land 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Can you help me?
Definitely, yeah. We reach out to one of the sales consultants, and we'll be able to find any of these documents.
You can track these down. There's a lot of planning portals and
Correct. Yeah, we go to the council, go through the planning portals to be able to get that.
So let's talk about the unique part of a knockdown rebuild, which is the demolition. How does this work? How does the demolition work, and how do you coordinate that in with the new build?
So the demolition component of the knockdown rebuild needs to be completed by a specialised demolition company. They need to be fully licensed because the work involves the removal of the existing property, all the footings and any structures underneath the ground. Then we need to remove any trees that might be within the building envelope. And then as part of that as well, we need to disconnect all the services such as the electrical, sewer, water connections and draw them back to the boundary. So like I said, this needs to be completed by a licensed demolition company, and we have trades people that we work with, and we can refer our clients to those people.
So it's as simple as finding a local demolition company, say, or seeing one that's been done around your area, getting the details, having that demolition company come in, and they look after the approval to demolish the home. Is that part of that as well?
Correct. Yeah, that's right. So they'll cover that approval process required for the demolition.
So they're a one-stop shop. They can quote it. They can coordinate the timing.
Yeah.
Okay, we might just touch on the timing of that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Because I know that's confusing for customers. Exactly when do I knock down the new house? And it's one of the most common questions. And I think typically customers think to knock it down before they really need to knock it down.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about that. And what would you expect to pay for that? What would
it really depends on the size of the house that's being demolished, and what other site constraints there are. But look, usually I'd say I factor in between $30,000 and $40,000.
Again, it's another thing that people think costs a lot more than that, don't they?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, every one of the clients always thinks it's more than $30,000, $40,000.
Yeah, but they recycle a lot of material, and the demolition companies they actually make money out of some of the materials that so it doesn't all just go into waste, which is quite good. So okay, talk us through the process then of a knockdown rebuild. We've got a pretty good overall vision of what we should do, but talk me through the process.
Okay, so the knockdown process really works in two parts. We've got the pre-construction phase, and then we've got the construction phase. The pre-construction phase, I'd say, is probably made up of about 5 steps. Okay, so you got step number 1 would be booking an initial meeting with the sales consultant.
Coming to see you or another consultant.
That's right. Yeah. We'll talk about your lifestyle. We'll talk about the site. We'll narrow down the house design, and whatever the house design you choose, we'll go on from there. So once you've chosen the house design that you want for your new home, then we'll prepare, in step number 2, we'll prepare the proposal. Okay. In this proposal here, we'll prepare a fixed price tender, 3D renders of your new home, and a site plan. This site plan will assess all things like whether we need drop edge beams for cut and fill, what easements there are on site, any council or DA or CDC requirements that we may need to consider as well. So the planning is actually considered within that proposal as well.
So that first point of conversation, can I do that over the phone? Can I do that online? Now that
definitely. So we found that because of COVID now, that a lot of our work has gone to working online or over the phones, virtually, and most of the consultants are actually assisting our clients in a better way than sometimes when we were face to face, because we have a lot of tools at hand to be able to assist us.
So there's a fair bit of work to do just at the desktop level, where you're considering the constraints, you're looking at it, and you've got access to a lot of different tools where you can site houses up. You've got satellite imagery, you can pick tree heights, you can look at existing neighbours' property. So a lot of that isn't necessarily always face to face. So
that's correct. Yeah, so we've got tools like Can I Build? We've got our 3D walkthroughs online of all our homes as well. So we can share, we can share this with the clients when we're having a virtual meeting.
Share the screen, and
we can show them exactly how the house fits. We can show them the contours of the property, the dimensions of their property. It's very handy. Yeah.
I would suspect even after COVID, that's going to be the better way to go. I mean, it seems to be, it saves a lot of legwork going through that design selection and getting all that through. So back to the process.
Yeah, so once we have the proposal, and we'll present that proposal to our clients in detail, and once it's been accepted, the next stage after that is the consolidated tender. So at the consolidated tender stage, we'll order all additional reports such as the soil reports for your property. If we need a bushfire report or if we need a flood report, we'll get all those, and then we'll provide you with a consolidated tender which considers all those items in that. Once we've accepted the consolidated tender, we then move to the selections. So you'll come to our My Choice studio here, so the one that we're in at the moment, and you'll be able to choose the selections for your new home. So the colours and the finishes, all the electrical requirements will be chosen here. And once that's chosen, then we'll prepare the approvals for your new home. So we'll determine whether we need to go to the council for a development application, or whether we can go as a compliant development to a private certifier, and then we'll lodge that. Once we have that back, and only then, when we have that back, we'll proceed to the construction of the new home, and that would take us to the construction process then.
So that's the pre-construction process.
Yeah.
So basically, we select the design, we finalise the pricing through the quote, and this is after you having cited it up, check compliance and all those issues. We prepare the documentation with all the external consultants. We then do the colour selection, which is personalised by each of the customers, and then that's all put together and prepared, and then that's lodged to council. What's the approval path?
So yeah, the approval path
for a knockdown rebuild.
Yeah, for a knockdown rebuild, look, it really depends on the site and the constraints. So if we go back to when I was talking about the planning certificate 10.7, right, they'll determine whether we can go through a development application through the council, right? So that usually takes a little bit longer.
So that's a DA?
Yeah, that's it, exactly. So that works with the local government, so the local area government, local council. And then if for whatever reason, if we can't do a CDC, we'll usually have to go down that path. But the preferable way of getting the planning done is compliant development, right? Which is through the New South Wales state legislation under the housing code.
That code is a more consistent code that gives customers a little bit more certainty on that approval. Whereas with council and a DA, it's often up to interpretation of that document.
That's correct? Yeah, with the DA, you've got great area with the DA, I would say. So
CDC, and that's why we aim to make everything as CDC compliant.
Correct.
It's because of certainty in the time frame to actually get through that. So, okay, we come out, we have our approval, and then the construction process. What are the steps?
So we were talking about demolition before. So at this point here, once you have the approval in hand, that the client should go through and demolish the house that they plan to demolish.
So fantastic. It's come back from the private certifier. It's CDC approved. We know all the constraints. We've dealt with all of those. We know the colours. We've got the plan, and we're ready to go. That's when we call in the wrecking ball.
That's right. Yeah, you obviously get your quotes and all that sort of stuff sorted out beforehand. And you tee it up so that if the the approval's coming through. You probably should have your authority to commence a construction letter from the bank to ensure that their finance is in place too.
So on the demolition, I could have had that approval in place simultaneously while, or even before, Mojo's lodged the application to go to council.
Correct. Yeah, you can have all your finances and the approval for the demolition sorted out before. Yeah.
Okay. So how long would that take? How long? Just people's number one question is, how long does it take?
So generally that process, the pre-construction phase there usually takes about 5 to 6 months, I would say. Getting all the approvals sorted out, getting through the tenders, the colour selection, all that sort of stuff there. And then once that's done, that's the fun part after that, which is the construction phase. And that usually
that would be assuming a CDC, because some councils
correct. Yeah, that's right. So it is based on whether it's DA or CDC. CDC is the fast track process. We can get through that that pre-construction phase much quicker. The DA does take a little bit longer, but I'd probably say another month or two on that. Once we have that in hand and we're ready to commence construction, the construction process depends on whether it's double story or single story, but generally will take about 6 to 7 months as well.
Okay, so that's a pretty good overview. Where do we start? Where does somebody who's sitting at home saying, "The lad, I'm in, I'm convinced, I want to go, What's the first thing I need to do?
So at the moment, I'd say get online and tee up a time with one of our sales consultants. So you can go on our website, you can book in a time with any one of the consultants across New South Wales.
That's a good point. So during COVID, we have access through our website for any customers to make virtual appointments with all of our consultants who are still working. They're all working from home. So you can pick a centre of choice. It might be where the home that you like is displayed, and you can click on and basically make an appointment with that consultant. And that can be done either over the phone or over Zoom or Teams. And we can take you through a 3D walkthrough, which is basically just as good as walking through the display homes with the technology now. So we make an appointment, then what comes next?
Once you have the appointment, then the client, we can get you that proposal. We can get that started as well.
Okay, so we have the appointment, we get the quote. That's when we really get to find out what all the design constraints are and things like that.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. So you make quite a detailed process sound very simple. So that's quite good. So thank you for your time, my lad. So now we understand how we go about doing a knockdown rebuild, and you can see or hear from the lad that the consultants, your new home consultant has this process pretty well underway. It can keep you informed on the next step as you need to know about it, and we can help coordinate through the whole process. So just before I finish up, let me just explain some of the promotions that we've currently got on offer for all of our customers looking to do a knockdown rebuild. So you get a $45,000 cash discount, which is a genuine reduction on the total tender price of the home. Plus you get a Fisher & Paykel appliance upgrade, which not just includes ovens and cooktops and range hoods, it includes a 4-door Fisher & Paykel freestanding fridge. It includes the dish drawers. It also even includes a washing machine and dryer, which would be a great way to update when you move into your brand new home. You can see there the choice of a freestanding oven or an underbench oven and cooktop. So that's included with everybody that deposits through this next month. Now, for those that have viewed the webinar today, we are also including a $5,000 My Choice Studio voucher, which is a great way to pay for any of those little upgrades that you might want to do. It's great that everything's included, but there might be that special tap or that special cupboard door that you would prefer to add to your home. So for everybody that's viewed in today, you will also make sure you make a point of telling your new home consultant that you have, and you are eligible then for the $5,000 My Choice voucher. So you really do get more with Mojo. Thank you, everybody, for your time today. Thank you, my lad.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, guys, for your time today as well.
Really appreciate that insight from a new home consultant who's there doing this every day of the week. It's really good to hear that. And if you've got any questions, the sales consultants are all here live to answer any of the questions that you've got. So please send them through. We'll be answering those even after the webinar's finished today. Thanks again for your time. Goodbye.